Hello, just a preview of the second test, which starts on Wednesday at the Oval. After a kind of insightful press conference um, from Brendan McCollum today, insightful in terms of what he did say about the starting 11, and also insightful about what he didn't say about Stokes. Um, so, read the test squad, the test side. He's named the 11. Four changes from the first test. And the test side is Dockett, Gay, Bethel, Root, Brooke, Smith, Jordan Cox on debut, Archer, Tong, Fisher, and Baker. Fisher playing his first game for 4 years. Baker also on debut. Atkinson and Robinson, Stokes are all out. Robinson injured again. And Bashir dropped because they went for a quartet of bowlers. And really, I think Bashir doesn't have the control to play in a quartet of bowlers, nor is he that kind of penetrative with his bowling either. So he doesn't have the control or get enough wickets. But apart from that, he's great. Um, so England, without the all-rounder, so just rely on an all-pace attack. It's a worse attack than the one for the first test. I don't think Baker is ready yet. He is quick, but not ready, which is what McCollum usually likes. Fish is okay. Seen him for Sorry a few times. Not amazing though. And Cox is inferior to Roux actually. Cox is a limited batsman, but more in the style of McCollum. I think Roux's a bit slow for McCollum. There is a chance for Roux to come into the side though. Jamie Smith could be on paternity leave, and then Roux can get in that way. But we'll see about that. Smith missed the Test series in New Zealand on paternity leave, so there's a kind of symmetry about that. Cox was due to play in that series, but got injured, and they had to play Pope, who doesn't seem like he's been considered for this series at all. So I mean, if you look at that squad, it's a batting lineup which is not worse than the side in the first test, probably better, but a bowling lineup that is worse. And will England probably miss Atkinson and Robinson? Yes. Um, Robinson proved his critics wrong with his bowling, but not with his fitness. So that's something to think about there. And Atkinson is a very good bowler. This would have been his home ground as well. So that's a real shame. Hopefully he's back soon. Um, Now you would think, given that those changes in the lineup, I know that New Zealand have had Williamson retire on them, but really New Zealand should take advantage of this and also take advantage of the chaos of the last week, which has really been amateur, to say the least. So onto that chaos. The ECB has been both inert and kind of incompetent in equal measure. It's kind of staggering that they haven't come to some kind of conclusion about Stokes yet. They suspended him, but it's still kind of pending. And it's so strange that they haven't said he's suspended for this test, but he'll be back as captain, or he's suspended for this test and he won't be back as captain. He'll just be a player. And I wonder if the kind of threat I don't know if he made it or they were suggested that he would just quit cricket altogether, kind of threw a spanner in the works. It's also interesting that both McCollum and Key declined to back him as captain. That was telling because they did seem to be working hand in glove up until the aftermath of the humiliating Ashes defeat. And it seems like both McCollum and Key are kind of uh, seeking to save themselves or cover their own backs, um, kind of rather than backing Stokes. So that's not a good sign. Probably a sign that the regime's coming to an end. Um, Reece Stokes, you do wonder if it does remind me a bit of the end days of Roy Keane at United, where Quiris had warned his Ferguson's assistant, Carlos Quiris, now manager of Ghana, had warned about what would happen when Keane's actions no longer matched his words. And his very kind of demanding and a kind of aggressive approach in the dressing room and on the pitch was no longer matched by performances because he'd got older. In the end, Keane ended up getting sacked by United for an outburst on Man United TV. I wonder if there's a similar thing here in respect of Stokes 2015 to 2022 could probably get away with doing anything because he was so good. Now that he's 35, doesn't score any runs anymore. Captaincy proven to be fallible, at least. Um, and probably can go on for about max another year, and even then, it's as a bowler, and even then, if his fitness holds up. Also looking a bit kind of stroppier now. I mean, if you looked at him in the press conference before this fiasco, he did not look a happy bunny, and a real sign that there was a relationship breakdown between himself, Key, and McCollum. So I wonder if they think that they're less kind of inclined to do anything he wants now, and are a bit more able to take a stand. Um, it, it's a bit sad that if they sack him, that they don't go as well. I mean, and we can start with a clean slate. Um, Key, remember, had this bright idea that if you kind of um, indulge the players in the age of franchise leagues, it would actually benefit the team because they don't have to play cricket. And so he thought if they had this, give them this idea that they're doing England a favour and they can do what they want, play golf before a game, play golf in lieu of training, not score any runs, not score any centuries, not win matches, and it's all just a bit of a laugh, and play almost like an amateur, but on professionals' wages, and that would create a kind of a winning team. Obviously, that's failed massively, and it's created a very kind of entitled and unpopular team, both at home and abroad. So that's failed, and you would think if Stokes does go, that really McCollum and Key should go with him, then we can start afresh. And if he brought in someone like Stewart and Langer or Stewart and Kirsten, they could select the captain that they want, and we could start from a kind of year zero with sensible, competent people. But that's for another day. Um, I think now, just looking at the Test match in general, you would really think that New Zealand have a great chance of winning. England in absolute chaos. Four changes, possibly five if Jamie Smith goes on paternity leave. The pitch will be better than the one at Lords. You would think if they don't win here, then they've really missed a trick. So it's not looking good for England. But if England do manage to pull this one out the bag, then maybe this is a kind of turning point. So that's something to see. So I suppose in conclusion, chaos in terms of the Stokes issue still up in the air. McCollum and Key looking to kind of cover their own back. A decent batting lineup picked, not an amazing bowling lineup. New Zealand probably favourites going into that second test now, but fascinating to see what happens.